Scott here is the Chief Technology Officer for the Current Global. Scott, can you tell us a little bit about what the Current does?
Well, the Current is an innovation consultancy at its heart. What we do is we work with brands to extend their innovation teams, help them, with strategy, help them, identify problems they would like to solve with innovation, and then basically I own the technology stack at that point. Once we've gotten to that point where it's my job to go scout out and find the right tech to go get the job done.
Sure.
We're firm believers that startups are where the technology that will differentiate you from your competitors lies, and so while we don't rely solely on startups, we heavily favor the startup as the solution provider.
I would say that innovation is probably something that many C-level, C-suite types, especially at large companies, know they need to be in pursuit of at all times. What challenges do clients of yours come to you with beyond needing innovation, but adopting innovation into their company?
Look, I think that you see it time and time again. When you're talking with, especially the large enterprise, the problems are budgets for innovation. The problems are speed to execution for innovation. The problem are, general politics of a large organization just getting in the way. Of actual execution,
Sure.
are all pieces of it. Everybody. I think everybody understands that innovation is a table stakes, thing, across pretty much all industries today. So we don't have to fight anymore for the recognition that it's important, but the processes that actually enable it, still need help.
Mm-hmm. And how does the Current enable that? You said through identifying technology, finding the right people to help achieve innovation. How do we get past those challenges that you're talking about?
We bring a diverse group,
Right.
to the problem. So, we have, a group of people that are focused on the strategy and the research part of it, and have deep, kind of insight into trends, and when we're going out and identifying something that hasn't been tackled before, can bring back, the research and the data to back up, what the right play is. For that particular area, and then we have the visionary, sort of our CEO that founded the company that brings the big ideas to the table when ideating with the brands, and and all of us participate in actually that part of it. And then hopefully the reason they brought me to bear was I have a proven track record of going and finding the right tech to get the job done.
Sure.
And impress both the business and the customer with the results.
Yeah, I've heard the phrase thrown around, the pressure of innovation pressure. As you said, most people today know that innovation is required, and it's a matter of letting it happen. How would you define innovation? I think it's kind of an abstract term sometimes. It's used so much today that it's difficult, I think, to really grapple with when a company's thinking about their own challenges.
So, look, it's an overused word,
Right.
and it's there's nothing new about. You need to, look at, problems, that you and your customers are facing, and think about new ways to go out and provide the solution.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
In the end, and so this is nothing new.
Right.
This has been going on, for a long, long time.
Sure.
Now, what we have is this rapid, pace of new technology coming to bear. And so, I think that's what, makes it complex, for people, is that, a great way of solving the problem last week all of a sudden is out of date. Because, a new idea, a new piece of technology has come along that disrupts the whole thing. And I think that the larger the organization, the more they struggle to keep up with that.
Right, and that's one thing I love about your message about the Current is you have a team that has a pulse on trends and a pulse on technology, your role of what can enable that new alignment with user expectations to always be innovating, and I think that's a really interesting offering to those companies.
It is, and I've always believed in a collaborative approach, to this, and that's what we bring to the table. We're not coming in and dictating what you should do. We're working with you to come to a mutual understanding of what needs to be done.
Sure. And one last question. It's kind of an open-ended one, but what technical trends in the last maybe year or 2 years, even though things move so fast, do you think are really driving retail change today? That's one thing we think a lot about. We think about many industries, but
so I'm not going to bring any surprising answers to
Right.
it because you've heard them. The fact is that the amount of data that companies have at their disposal today is overwhelming, and so any and all technologies that help them do a better job of mining that data, and put it to work for them, is important, and that's what a lot of retailers are focusing on. How do we use that data so that we can essentially read your mind and understand what it is you want, when you want it, where you want it, which is what retail's all about.
Right, and that your mind, read your mind, what you want, that personalization side of
That's
things
right.
is really where technology is really
We want
enabling new things.
retailers want to be ready when you are to deliver the goods. Yeah.
This is great. So thank you, Scott, for being here with us. I appreciate those answers.
Great. I appreciate it.